Hi, everybody. Welcome to Live with Heather Vickery. I am Heather Vickery, and I'm so excited to be here with you all today. We are live right now on LinkedIn, YouTube, and TikTok. So, hi, everybody. If this is your first time discovering my show, again, I'm Heather. I'm a transformation coach that's dedicated to helping thoughtful, conscious leaders learn to lead from embodied joy, embrace their fear, and go out and experience life in a way that is big and beautiful and based in hope and possibility and joy, because we know that that shifts the way you show up into the world, that it changes the way you engage and interact with other people, and it helps you make a bigger impact on the people around you. Business as usual is not business as usual anymore. It is time to shake it up, break the rules, make your own rules. Maybe you don't even need a seat at that table. Maybe you can design your own table. But what I do know that we all need is to seek our own joy, to seek our own peace, and to define bravery on our own terms. And that is the work that I help people do. So stick around, because today we are specifically talking about the power of bravery in unexpected ways. So folks, I have a method. It's called the Brave Method. In fact, that's what my book, Fuck Fearless, is all about. Fuck Fearless, making the brave leap. I love a good F word. I always tell folks, if you like curse words, exclamation points, and lesbians, you're going to love me. We're going to get along great. If you don't like those things, maybe I'm not for you. You know what? That's okay. I don't mind. I'm not for everyone, and I'm okay with that. All of that to be said, the Brave Method is a creative, strategic approach to dreaming, designing, and actually having a life that you are madly in love with. And the B is for boundaries. The R in the Brave Method is the 3 R's: reassessment, reframing, resilience. A is action and accountability. V is vulnerability. And then the E is your result: expansion and empowerment. I am all about embracing bravery. And that does not mean being fearless. Fearlessness is for sociopaths and 3-year-olds. Fearlessness is not the goal. Fear is a natural, normal human emotion. And in many cases, it can give you a lot of information. When you're really afraid of something, that's a surface level issue. So you want to figure out why, what's underlying, what's behind that fear, because knowledge is power. And once you take the time to be reflective, to really think about it, to reassess it, to take it apart, you may discover all the way on your own that, oh, that's not so scary anyway, or it's scary, but I can still take inspired action. Or maybe I wasn't afraid of the thing I thought I was afraid of. Maybe it's something else and you want to work your way around it. When we talk about claiming peace, claiming joy, building an embodied foundation of joy, when we talk about being confident, when we talk about standing in our power, trusting ourselves, all of that, there's so much conditioned and patterned fear attached to that. And for many, many years, over a decade, I have been talking about different ways that we can step out of fear and into bravery in all areas of life. Heck, I have an old podcast. It's got over 250 episodes that's specifically dedicated to telling the stories of people who have stepped out of fear and into bravery in unique ways. The book as well talks about the same thing. Bravery is self-defined, just like success has to be self-defined, right? So what feels brave to you in one moment may not feel brave to somebody else. What feels brave to them may not feel brave to you, but we are not always talking about really big things. I've done brave things. Coming out of the closet, getting divorced after a decade of marriage, closing a successful business to start another one. Those are big fucking brave things. Writing a book, starting a podcast. Those are really big, brave things. And they are brave. And I don't want to undermine how brave those things were. However, it's the small things that were, maybe I didn't know they were brave at the moment, but upon reassessment, reframing, reflection, I could see how brave it was. So one of those things is doing this live show, coming on to camera and being on video with all of you. I don't particularly love to be on camera like this, which is wild because I am a professional keynote speaker. I can be on stage. I have a theater degree. I can be on stage. I can chat with you about anything, anytime. But video is challenging. This live show works for me because I can see that you're there. I can see that you're on the other end, and I can just talk directly to you. But if I'm recording a video, It feels really hard because there's not a person on the other end. I can't trick my mind into thinking there's somebody on the other end. So to me, showing up for this live show every week feels really, really brave. I don't know who's watching. I don't know when people are watching. I don't know if they watch the replays, unless you all comment or engage, say that you're into it. Say hi, tell me where you're from, ask your questions. That lets me know you're here. But otherwise, I just, imagine that you're there and that you're riveted to every moment of what I'm sharing and what I'm saying. Oh, my little microphone here. Hold on a second. Sorry, guys. Okay. Bravery can mean getting out of bed sometimes. Bravery can mean saying yes to something new, saying no to something you don't want anymore that doesn't serve you. It can mean, sometimes it means eating a salad, and sometimes it means eating a chocolate bar, right? Whatever your needs are in that moment. Setting up boundaries, making a call, sending an email, having a hard conversation, asking for what you want. Like, bravery shows up in so many incredible, unique ways. And we often miss it if we don't practice the brave method, if we are not regularly assessing and reassessing what's happening, what action we're taking, how we feel about what's happening, how we got there. Do we want more of it? Do we want less of it? Bravery creates intentional awareness if you're paying attention. And once you're aware, only two things can happen, right? Awareness is knowledge. Knowledge is power. Once you're aware, you either do something about it if it's something you want to change or do more of, or you willfully ignore it and you feel shitty about it. But you know it. You know that that's what you've chosen. You know that that's what you're doing, right? That's why this reassessment and reflecting is so very, very important. And today I wanted to share with you a really unusual story about how I, even after decades of working in this space of embracing our fear and choosing bravely, how this showed up for me once again. So last week I was in Costa Rica at the MLO Institute. I was there for a planning trip because I am hosting the Reclaim Your Peace retreat in Costa Rica at the MLO Institute in January 2026. So this was a planning event, and it was a quick trip. I landed in Costa Rica Saturday morning. I was home by Wednesday night. It was very quick. Our retreat is going to be a whole week, so you're going to have a lot more time. Don't worry about it. I can't exactly explain why I felt called to host this retreat in the middle of the rainforest jungle in Costa Rica. I am not really an outdoorsy kind of girl. I didn't grow up camping or hiking or any of that. Now, I love nature. I like to look at it. I love gardens. I'm kind of more of a Luxembourg garden in Paris outdoorsy girl. Like, I want to sit out there and read and watch the people and see the flowers, but actually hiking in the jungle, or being with all of the other things that live in the jungle, not usually my thing. But something told me that I needed to host a retreat for heart-centered conscious leaders, just like you, just like me, in Costa Rica. So I did my research. I found the MLO Institute and I signed on the dotted line. And that was a big freaking commitment, you guys. I had to commit a lot of money and a lot of trust in myself to hosting this retreat and knowing that the perfect people would find us at this retreat. This is my crystal that I took with me to Costa Rica to embody the energy of the experience, of the people that I wanted to be drawn to this beautiful experience. And I'm going to tell you a little bit more about it, but I want to get to the brave part. So here I am, the very first day. We get there and it really is gorgeous. I've been posting pictures. I've been posting videos. I hope you're checking them out. Like, it is the most breathtaking place I have ever been. And I had this really amazing experience with the land itself. I've traveled a lot. I've been a lot of wonderful places. My heart belongs to Paris. You can see that I have pictures from my trips to Paris all over, but there was something about the land in Costa Rica. I was standing on the land and I felt the vibration and energy of the earth and the cosmos. It was almost as if a golden cord came up from the core of the earth through my body and connected me to the cosmos. It's really what it felt like. I can't think of any other way to describe it. I was vibrating with this energy in the most wonderful way. Think about those vibrating plates you see all over TikTok. It was kind of like that, but way less aggressive and natural. And it was from the boulders and the earth and the trees and the creatures and all of that. It was spectacular. I shifted in just 3 days in the jungle. I came back different. All right, so let's go back to the first night. At dinner, which was amazing, the food at the MLO Institute is all plant-based, gluten-free, and dairy-free. And I am also not a plant-based eater. I'm not even a vegetarian eater, but it was the most delicious food I've ever had in my life. And I have been eating about 70% plant-based since I got back, and my whole body has shifted and my energy has shifted. And we can talk about that another time. I get so easily derailed because there's so many cool things that I want to share with you. But we're sitting at dinner as a group, and one of the women in the group was really afraid of critters, spiders, snakes, things like that. Well, I'm not the biggest fan of those things either. I'm not mad at them, right? Like I don't want to live with them. Except I was reminded that I'm in their jungle and we do need to share space and that they're not trying to get me. But we were all very anxious about it. We were very nervous about it and super uncomfortable. So our host noticed our discomfort and asked if we wanted someone to walk us back to our rooms. Yes, please. We did. So enter my new best friend, Mike. Mike gave us all walking sticks, which was really cool, and headlights because it's dark as hell in the jungle at night. You should just know that. There are some lights, but still, it's pretty dark. And he was so kind and so generous. He walked us all back, went into the room, looked under the bed, looked behind the curtains, looked in the bathroom, and just made sure that nothing was living there that we didn't want to sleep with that night. But the really unique thing about that wasn't that he did his job. It was that he did his job so gregariously and so kindly. He was such a lovely human being. He never made us feel like stupid Americans. He never, made us feel like there was something wrong with us. He was like, yes, I've got you. I'm going to make sure everything is safe. And if anything worries you at all, just send us a message and we will come right away and we will help you. It's going to be okay. So he gave me a lot of confidence and I slept like a baby that night. I was in this geodome in the middle of the jungle, clear walls all around, clear ceiling all around. But it was pitch black at night, but in the morning you could see everything. It was spectacular. The bathroom was open air. I could see the moon from my shower at night. Such an amazing experience. So the next day we all talked like, Mike had been great. He'd walked us back to our rooms. Nobody had to call. We didn't have any emergencies. It was all fine. But an incredible day together. Fast forward to time to go back to our rooms after we had all done some sound healing that night, which was also a beautiful experience. We're going to do sound healing at the Reclaim Your Peace retreat as well. It was such an incredible experience. And we were like, okay, so we can walk ourselves back. Like we'll go as a group, but we don't need a staff member to walk us back tonight, right? And everyone agreed, yes, that was fine. So we get most of the way together and then we had to split off. I had to go one way to my geodome and they had to go another way. And there were 3 of them together to their geodome. And so we were brave enough to get that far, but then it was still a little bit scary. So we made a joke out of it. We made a game out of it. We did Marco Polo in the jungle. I started it. I was like, Marco, and they were Polo. And we did it until I got all the way back to my room, which was maybe only a 3-minute walk. It was not a long walk. And then I was quiet and I didn't do Marco again. So I heard them do it. Marco, hey, Heather, are you okay? And I said, Polo. And then I texted, I'm back in my room. I'm good. And I knew they were going to be fine because they were all together. It was very sweet. It was this beautiful moment of camaraderie, of community. This incredible group of humans, I immediately felt like were soul sisters for me. Like, I don't know, the world brought us together for a reason. That was exciting. And we just sort of had each other's back in a really unique and beautiful way. And I know that's going to happen to everyone who comes to the Costa Rica retreat in January with me, because there's something about who this kind of adventure attracts. And there's something about who I attract and the people that I bring together that you know what you're getting. There are no safe spaces. There are just safe people. The people make the spaces safe. And if you're in one of my communities, you care about the the world around you. You care about the energy. You care about the energy you put out, the energy you take in. You care about how much space you take up in the world. You are working on self-growth, self-love, self-trust, self-confidence, and also you want to help amplify voices. You're a thoughtful, conscious leader. All right, back to my walking back to the room at night story. So we all did great on night 2. On night 3, we were coming back from a party at the beach and I was like, hey, my room's right here. Can you guys just drop me off? I walked back by myself, easy peasy, no problem. And then it hit me. I had done the brave thing and I had done it slowly. And Mike had helped me do the brave thing by supporting me and guiding me that first night, by allowing me to feel afraid and still safe and to trust myself and him and the environment. I was able to slowly build up this reserve within myself. And it's such an incredible reminder that bravery doesn't happen in big steps. Success doesn't happen in big steps. It happens in a series of small steps. And it's so much easier to do when we have a foundation of people who see us, who support us, who give us courage and encouragement and confidence because they believe in us, but also they're not judging. They're just sort of giving us a little bit of a push. That's what I do with my clients, right? I see you. I love you. I support you. I am your cheerleader. I'm here for whatever you need. If it's accountability, if it's subconscious reprogramming, if it's learning more about yourself. And when you're ready to stretch your wings and go, I push just a little until you're ready. I push a little bit more until you're ready. And we keep pushing until you've gotten the things that you want. I do that in private coaching in the Spark Collective, which is my community membership. I do it through the Mindshift Mastery, which is the subconscious reprogramming sessions that I do. And I do it with retreats. That's just what we do together. And that is what Mike had done for me and what this community of people at the MLO Institute had done for me. And it is such a beautiful reminder that even though I do this work all the time, we're still always in the process. We're not behind. We're just in the process. And that's the thing about the Brave method. That's the thing about embracing our fear is new fears show up all the time. We conquer something, or we think we do, and then it shows up again in a different way because we are different every second of every day. The only thing that's constant is change. You change. Every time you show up into a room, you're a different person than you were the time before, which is why taking the time to pause and reassess and reflect and get to know yourself is so very powerful and game-changing. And I just want to remind you that you can do hard, brave things, but you don't have to do them by yourself and you don't have to do them all at once. If something is giving you difficulty, if there's a pain point or a challenge, break it down into smaller things, smaller, inspired, actionable steps, and just do one thing at a time. And if you need to ask for help, ask for help. If you need support, get support. If you need accountability, get some accountability. And I can do that for you, or other people can do it for you. Find the right person. It doesn't matter, right? But if it feels too hard to do, make it smaller. Just break it down to the very smallest common intentional action you can take. If you're like me and you're afraid of doing videos, start with the littlest thing ever. Like maybe you need to write yourself some cue cards. Go to the store and buy the index cards and the Sharpie. Take that first action. Take one little inspired action and see where it leads you. If you are at all curious about joining me in Costa Rica, I would love, love, love to chat with you about that. The Costa Rica retreat is really special. It's all about reclaiming your peace. And the thing about that is that peace isn't something you discover. It isn't something you find. It's already in you. It's in you choosing you. It's in you choosing solitude and stillness. It's in you choosing to recognize that despite whatever chaos is around you all the time, peace is a choice. Who do you want to be in this moment? How do you want to be in this moment? All of that nonsense can still be happening, and you can be concerned and worried because lots of things can be true at once, and you can choose peace. You can choose yourself. You can choose joy. So we are going on this adventure so that we can get still with ourselves. We can discover that energetic connection. We can get some clarity on ourselves, on our lives, but also so that we can rest and rejuvenate and experience joy for the sake of joy, and adventure for the sake of adventure, trying new things, exploring ourselves in new and wonderful ways. Oh my gosh. I am so excited. If you feel called to this, let's chat. Another new thing that I'm doing, I'm so excited to tell you all about, is that every Tuesday, starting the second Tuesday in April, every Tuesday, I will be doing an Ask Me Anything office hours at 12 p.m. Central, where you can come and we talk about whatever you want to talk about. We can talk about coaching, we can talk about human design, NLP, subconscious reprogramming, the retreats, podcasting, being on TikTok, doing live videos, anything you want, being an entrepreneur. You can ask me anything you'd like. Tuesdays, 12 p.m. Central. We'll be meeting on Zoom. So all you have to do is go to my website and sign up for it so that you can get the reminders and you can get the link. But I would love to have you join me on Tuesdays for Ask Me Anything office hours. It's going to be so much fun to be able to just share more space with you and connect with you in new, unique, and fun ways. That is all I have for you today. I hope that you will think about bravery in a new, unique way now. I hope that you will look at your choices and your actions and sort of redefine, reshift what bravery means to you, and find new ways to step out of your fear and into bravery. And remember always to choose yourself bravely. If you don't choose yourself, how can you choose other people? How can they choose you? We can't give other people the things that we're not able to give ourselves. So trust yourself just a little bit more today to do the things that will honor you, that will give you peace, that will help you embody joy, that will help you grow your confidence so that you can do the things that are important to you, important to your community, so that you can be the change, serve the purpose that you're here to serve. I know that I believe in you. I want you to believe in you. So thank you so much for being here, folks. My name is Heather Vickery. I will be back next Thursday, 12 p.m. Central, for another episode of Live with Heather Vickery. You can join me on Thursdays for Ask Me Anything, on Tuesdays for Ask Me Anything office hours at 12 p.m. Central. Go to my website, vickeryandco.com, and you can sign up for that right away. Thank you. Be good to yourself. I'll see you soon. Bye.